Everyone who's joined us live right now, good evening to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us before time. We hope to start the session in right about 5 minutes. And we're seeing a lot of them joining in. So we'll just allow everyone to join in, settle down, and we should be in a position to start almost around 4. Everyone who's come in, there is a chat section open right next to you. Please confirm if you're able to hear me and see me. Just a quick yes will help. Okay, thank you, Paritosh, Manvi. Hey, Mukta. Yes, Yogesh. Hi. All right, great. So good. I see a lot of them joining in. Hi, Ajit, Anita, Shreya, Sunil, Gitanjali, Malvika. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Manisha. Hi, Mohit. Thanks for joining us. Thank you so much for joining. Shishikant, hi. Good evening, Dr. Lalita. Hi, Vinita. Thanks, Madhumita. Thanks, Anju. Hi, Geeta. Hello, Heather. Hi, Shishikant. Thanks, Prashant. Thank you so much, Abhishek. Hi, everyone. Good evening once again. I see a lot of them have joined us fresh. Subodh, Sharmishta, Subhada, Archana. Hi, Abdul. Dr. Juliet is here. All right, great. Kavita, thank you. Excited here as well. Hi, Nibha. Good afternoon to you. All right. Hi, Yogesh. Okay. So, welcome everyone. We are live today. All right. Thank you everyone for joining in us today on a Friday evening. Your time matters a lot. Your time is precious. So, thank you for removing that precious time for us and joining with Edu Milestones on this webinar on how to become a career counselor in 3 weeks, where this is a knowledge webinar. All right, so here our intention, our objective is to share some knowledge and to ensure that the knowledge that is being shared is received to an extent where you are able to apply it in your current practice. All right, now what that knowledge is, how that knowledge is structured, we will be diving into that very very soon. I want to welcome our one of the speakers, Ms. Radha Padmanabhan. She is our training head here at Edu Milestones for certified career analyst training. So I welcome you, Radha. Just before that, Abhishek, can you take me to the previous slide, please? Yes. All right. So I have some quick reminders and instructions. We've been meeting here, and a lot of you have been used to different portals for online meetings or webinars. So just a quick reminder: we have a chat box here, which you will be able to use to communicate either with each other or to us, the entire team here, who is at the webinar right now. You'll be able to chat with us as well directly through a private message. We will have a dedicated Q&A session. So once our speaker is done with the entire knowledge sharing portion, we will have a dedicated Q&A session. So anything which is related to the webinar today, the topic that we discussed today, and you have a minute question as well, please do not hesitate to ask. We'll get that sorted here right away. And we intend on finishing this webinar sharp on time, because I understand for you guys as well, you might have other commitments. Also, our speaker has a commitment post 6 where there's a training batch schedule. So we will try and wrap it up on time. There is a full screen option. You just have to double tap on the screen that you see right now, and you will go full screen. There will be two important announcements that will be made by the end of the webinar. So stay tuned for that. Next, please. All right. So your host for today is me. My name is Fatima. A lot of you may know me, and for those who don't know me, I am here with Edu Milestones for the past 9 years now, and I look after strategic and international alliances here at Edu Milestones. And we're happy to have our global footprints currently, which is, next slide, please, which is in 20 plus countries as of now. I'm not sure if the mapping is very visible, but I'm sure you will be able to understand that these are the separate countries, including India, where our CCA training program, along with our psychometric assessment for career counseling, has been spread wide across globally. So we're very proud to share this information with you as well. And yes, in the year of 2021-22, we are very ambitious on expanding this base to more and more countries and reaching out to more and more counselors in these countries as well. All right. In India alone, we are currently present at 80 plus cities in India. And globally, we have our footprints in 20 plus countries, I think 24 countries to be precise. All right. Next slide, please. Okay. I'll take a minute before we put in any more time. I would want that most of our time has to be spent on the knowledge webinar for which we have gathered here, and to make it extremely precious, to make it very, very interesting and insightful, we have with us Miss Radha Padmanabhan. Radha is here. Hi, Radha. Good to have you here. Thank you for joining us today. I understand how you get packed with training batches, which are back to back, morning, afternoon, evening. So spending the time with us today afternoon, today evening, thank you so much. I will not be taking a lot of time, but yes, Radha is one of the trainers that we have here at Edu Milestones, which we're very happy and very proud to have her with us. The amount of knowledge that she holds, and more than that, the amount of energy and passion she displays into sharing that knowledge, I think that in itself speaks a lot about Radha. And we're very happy and lucky to have Radha today here at the webinar. And yes, I am very excited to hear what Radha has to share today. And I promise each and every one of you that the webinar today will be insightful, as well as interesting, as well as informative. So without further ado, we're diving into it. Over to you, Radha. Thank you.
Very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for that fantastic introduction, Fatima. Very kind of you, very nice of you. So is me. I'm also completely happy with being with Edu Milestone team, and I am enjoying this stint for past 2 years plus with our company. Of course, it speaks about the conducive environment in which I am working, and I am happy about. Thanks one and again for the opportunity for this given by our founders and CEO. Thank you so much, Vipin and Ankit. And very warm afternoon to every one of you here who have actually joined to actually look for, yes, what is that going to be discussed in this particular webinar or forum. So definitely I will do my best to make this session more interesting. So what we'll be having a glimpse of what do we cover in our training modules, because we have a program called Certified Career Analyst. Okay, now this program is actually carefully designed for someone who wants to practice career counseling. They are looking to either start up or in scaling up in career counseling. Because the team with Edu Milestone in developing this particular training model, and also the product as such, what we also hold in carrying out the assessment, has had a quite intensive research. There are some important dimensions which can optimize a solution for anyone who is actually more ambiguous or more concerned about making a career choice. Okay, so we are going to be discussing about it. Can I actually have the next slide, please? All right. So what do we advocate in providing career guidance? So what we advocate is a set of planning process. So this includes, including the pre-counseling, during counseling, and post-counseling. There can be different target audience. There are wide spectrum of target audience who can come to you for getting career guidance. They can be a school student. They can be a graduate who are currently pursuing their graduation, or they would have completed their graduation or remaining as freshers. And also there are people who are in working professionals who could be in an early, mid, or senior career. So these wide spectrum of people have to be catered for providing career guidance. So career guidance is something which is actually, custom developed. It is more individual specific. So how a person can be happy in a work environment, and what are the associated skills to qualify them so that they are eligible to get that career opportunity amongst different competitions, right? So now what we do is, when a school student or a graduate or a working professional reaches out for career guidance, as a first step, we actually make an assessment. This assessment is called as psychometric assessment, and we test them on 5 important dimensions which is related to the psychometric concepts. This helps us understand about them so that we also create a self-awareness to them about themselves, as what are their strengths, weakness, and what are the opportunities and threats they can actually manage facing. So we begin with assessing the career personality. So the career personality as a dimension helps us understand the nature of a person, the behavioral traits of a person. Second is, we also understand about the career interest. So career interest tells us what kind of work or job nature makes us so happy, attached to it. We enjoy doing it, because when we enjoy doing it, we would like to equip ourselves or acquire additional skills about it so that we can actually master in that. We also consider career values. We often hear people are actually quitting job. We often hear about very dreadful, words like attrition, recession, retrenchment, downsizing, WTR, work tenure reduction, layoff. Why is this happening? There is always something called workplace value. These are actually closely associated to their career interest. So that is also one dimension. We consider what can actually the values at workplace they are looking for, and how it motivates them. The presence is actually how it's the desired values, how it motivates them to go for a growing career, a career growth. Then learning style analysis. This is directly connected with their performance standard. Each of us, right from the day we have started to toss in our bed in our babyhood till our last breath of our career life, we keep continuously learning. Every time we are learning new skills, we are actually we go through a learning curve. So the learning curve, associates with an exposure, and then an experience, and then with an expertise, and also with an excellence. So we need to know our transition between these different stages, for which we also need to know which learning style makes our learning much quicker. Are we a slow learner, or are we, fast learners? Now, the learning style in us is also going to be discussed, and also which is going to be assessed. And after these 4 psychometric dimensions, we also consider career abilities, the current level of skills and abilities. so that we will be able to find, according to their psychometric dimensions, which career is going to be more compatible to them in order to take up that as a profession. What are their current level of skills and abilities, and what they need to develop, and how it is scopeful for them to develop. Okay, so we need to assess all these five, and we explore them to all the career opportunities in the ecosystem. We are all definitely aware that the career opportunities, we have plethora of career options, correct? Amongst this, we need to have as a career guide an appropriate classified understanding about its distribution. They are distributed as career clusters, career paths, and career occupations. Industry currently gives us 20 career clusters. These are called as field. You can have science, maths, and engineering as a field, logistics and transportation as a field, sports is a field, arts is a field, arts and language arts, business management is a field, government service is a field, marketing and advertising and entrepreneurship is a field. So this way, 20 career fields are classified. Under these 20 career fields, there are more than 3,000 occupations and 12,000 career profiles. Day by day, we keep getting new profiles introduced. The job natures are actually marginally different from one another. Now, how do the people, take up those jobs? What makes them, qualified on that? There is a career path in which they have to take up their journey. So there are 160 career paths collectively. So this is the actual industry situation today, having 20 career clusters, 160 career paths, and also 3,000 occupations. Now, once a student comes in, to directly sit and ask an assessment from the questions from them, we get to narrow down what are the options which are closely suitable to them or even adaptable to them. Suitable to them is fine, but what is adaptability? We find that a student in India who's studying in 8, 9, and 10 is yet to start the career journey. But for those children who are actually, started their 11 and 12th or their graduation, we find they have already started their career journey. For them, taking a redirection is not recommended. We always need to see where best they go and adapt. So we find out what are the possibilities that they can best adapt. So that, the assessment actually narrows down. The assessment on these 5 dimensions is the first step for career guidance. And once the narrowed down options are actually, used for a counseling session, sitting in one-on-one counseling session, we give them knowledge related to those shortlisted careers, why they are best suitable for them and why they are best adaptable for them. From which we rather empower a child who even is in 13, 14 years to make their own favorable career choice. So this session happens during counseling. It's a combined analysis we do along with the counseling student. So therefore, the step 3 helps us enable the student to choose their favorite career path. And then we not only, detach from there, we give them a roadmap. Let us consider if a student would like to, take up a career as an, in the creative field or in a design field. We find that if it is a girl child, mostly parents would want a conservative profile. Now, a lot of diversity and inclusion in making career choice is there, correct? Now, when a girl child chooses a professional practice in creative area, anybody would get an idea of suggesting architecture as a career. For a student who is studying in class 10, planning to become an architect is at least an 8 years of journey time. After 8 years, only the child can become an architect, for which the student has to complete a graduation program in BArch. Correct? Bachelor in Architecture is a 5-year degree program. Can anyone and everyone step in there? No, not possible, right? So the student have got 2 major milestones to have crossed. One is the 11 and 12, the student is supposed to take a subject choice with maths and science. The science can be either physics, chemistry, and computer science or physics, chemistry, and biology. So they are good to choose either of these subjects because even till 2016, commerce and mathematics was also allowed for taking architecture, but Council of Architecture have done away with that. Currently, a student with maths and science alone can actually take architecture. But that is one milestone. And the second milestone is the child has to actually qualify an aptitude test which is called as NATA, National Aptitude Test for Architecture. Only after qualifying that, the child is able to become a professional practitioner, because Council of Architecture gives them a registered practitioner number which is supposed to be renewed year on year. So this is the education roadmap for someone to become an architect. And after which, doing a post-graduation in architecture or doing a specialization in any interdisciplinary areas of architecture is based on their interest. Okay. And now, during our discussion, if the student says, I'm not interested in mathematics, but I need a creative field, then you have another option. The student can become an interior designer also. There is always a general analogy. People are into this misconception. Only architects can become interior designers. It's not so particular. Even a student can become an interior designer without an architectural degree or a max in 11 and 12. They can get into a B design program for which a group in arts and humanities is holding good in their 11 and 12. So this way, we need to be giving what are all the possible career navigators as a roadmap, education roadmap. It can include the foundational competency at 11 and 12 level, which is their pre-university education. At their university education, it includes the graduation program, which is to build their core competency, to make them eligible, qualify for the particular profession. And based on the levels of responsibilities and the leadership and the salary they're looking for, they need to acquire additional distinctive competencies too, which is possible via a post-graduation program or any career advancement program. Now, the student needs to know what are all these options. Can I have all these information? So they are not able to collate such information in order to take a decision. So as a result, we go through 3 stages in the process of career planning for a student in 8, 9, and 10 or 11 and 12, where the first step is the pre-counseling, through which we do a huge amount of observation and carry out a pre-counseling analysis to actually narrow down their recommendations. From there, we give them the suitable recommendation and empower them with an execution plan. So the third step is about the during counseling session, and the fourth one is the post-counseling recommendations, what we give with an execution plan. So this is the planning process we recommend. Abhishek, can I request you to move to the next slide? Okay. So how do we actually deliver this? I was speaking about career personality, interest. We know that this career counseling or career guidance system have been evolving from 19th century. There are some famous psychologists who have actually worked from different schools of thoughts with different interpretation of their psychological behaviors. So we have, for the career personality, a famous psychologist named Carl Jung. He was in 1859 in 19th century. He derived about 8 types of personality, which was quite effective for them to make a career choice. We also know during early 20th century, there was an industrial revolution post which we had so much of new age careers at that time come up. Many psychologists started to work on Carl Jung model of theory and try to validate it according to the career needs at that time. One such is actually a mother and daughter from America, Myers and Briggs. They identified additional 8 more, did a value addition to Carl Jung theory, and gave us 16 types of personality, while each type of personality was suitable for certain career options. We also have a module called Big Five, where this particular theory is highly instrumental for actually mapping people who are in the mid and senior career level. Now, these are the personality theories we recommend for understanding the personality type of a person. Next, we also analyze about the career interest. This is actually the key. We can find people saying that if I am interested, I will be able to acquire skills and abilities associated to my interest areas. I need to know and able to find out what are my interests. So for this, we use RIASEC model given by John Holland, which is also known as hexagonal model or 6-factor theory. Next slide, please. Abhishek, next slide, please. Okay. So we also have career values as a dimension, and learning style is actually from Vark's theory given by Neil Fleming. And we also test their current level of skills and abilities using David Battery's differential aptitude theory. Now, this assessment for skills and abilities is used for questions from DBDA theory for students from 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, graduates, and working professionals. We also have skill and ability assessment, only skill and ability standalone assessment for students between grade 2nd to grade 7, which can tell the student at that age between 7 years to 12 years where their multiple intelligence lies, which is connected to their bodily kinesthetics, for which we apply questions from Harvard Gardner's multiple intelligence theory. So these are the brief introductions I would like to give about the theory. Can I go to the next slide, please? Okay. So what are we here? I just would like to give you a small glimpse and experience about one of the dimensions considered in our career analysis. We do a comprehensive analysis and we do find the correlation between all of them and give a career solution. I'm just today going to share only a small gist or one area with a minimum extent within the possible time. Let me see how I'm able to create an impact in you people. I'm going to test my own ability. So we are going to be considering the career interest as a model today. So this is going to be based on the theory given by John Holland, which is also known as RIASEC model. This RIASEC model actually speaks about 6 types of career interest which is available in us. Okay, which includes realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional. Many people who are here, who are already in the career guidance industry, definitely you must be familiar with this, right? So I like to give you a minimum understanding with the limited time. Let me see how it works. Can I move to the next slide, please? Thank you so much. So on the 6 types of interest in a person, the first type of interest is about realistic interest. Realistic interest, people with realistic interest are called as doers. What do they like to do? They enjoy doing hands-on practical works, hands-on physical activities, physical tasks. These physical tasks or practical activities are possible to be either indoor or outdoor. While being indoor, you can find mostly these people prefer using machines, tools, raw materials, or even objects. Any kind of work which involves, working with objects, you will find that their interest priorities will have realistic interest. Interest is always about, prioritization. So their dominant interest is connected with realistic interest. Now, they are also possible to be outdoor. While being indoor, as I told, they are working with machines, tools, raw materials. You can directly connect with careers related to engineering and technology, manufacturing, which connects with conventional engineering careers. Wherever there is a physical activity of production, maintenance, repairing, all these will get connected there, correct? Or any lab condition where there is a physical activity involved, you can find in those careers, even a biological lab or chemical lab, you can find that wherever there is actually physical activity involved in such career fields, you can find realistic interest amongst their dominant interest types. And also, when you find while they are outdoors, you can connect careers related to sports, people who are into logistics and transportation, especially people who move heavy vehicle cargos. It can be airways, a commercial pilot, seaways, which can be marine engineers or merchant navy. And you can find people whoever are in the heavy vehicle cargo moving, right? All these people will have realistic interest amongst their dominant priorities, which also includes any career like agriculture or environmental science. You can find that in these areas also, physical activity or practical tasks are actually highly there. I hope I gave you clarity about what is realistic interest. Let me shift to the second type of interest. Can you change the slide, please, Abhishek? Thank you. So the next interest type is investigative interest. People with investigative interest are called as thinkers. What do they think about? What do they enjoy thinking? They enjoy deep thinking, researching, analyzing, where they are always focused about applied their high level intellectual problem solving. Whichever profile demands intellectual problem solving, you can find investigative interest is there. To solve a problem, they have to analyze, research and analyze, correct? And we find these people often use even technology to solve problems. And we also find the intellectual problem solving largely connects with science or maths related field. It applies, in intellectual problem solving. When you find a doctor is responsible for solving medical problems, correct? He applies his intellectual problem. As we go to a doctor, we find they ask us what is our problem, and their focus is about solving our medical problem. Even a chartered accountant, the chartered accountant's primary interest is also about investigative interest, because they want to see whether the business has made a loss or profit. Has it gathered asset or liability? Okay, they more investigate about different information related to the business to certify about the business performance. Not only them, you can take software engineers, which can include software as a service or product as a service or infrastructure as a service. In every case, whenever there is a software solution provided, there is a high level intellect applied in programming or developing, including the data scientist, right? It can be a problem related to the data alone, or it could be on the driving a product. It is in a research design. A researcher is actually going to have a new product invented, which can be a research design, or it could be a research and development. In every case, you find investigative interest is the primary interest. Any careers, even an architect, you find an architect, primary interest is also more than designing. They would like to investigate about the client's requirement and their ability or affordability to meet the budget of setting up that building structure. They are more investigative in nature, right? And any profile which involves in deep thinking or researching and analyzing and applying their high level intellect and solving problem, you could find investigative interest is dominant in them. All right, so can I move to the next slide, please? Yes. The third type of interest is artistic interest. People with artistic interest are called as creators. How do they create? Why are they calling creators? They enjoy coming with new ideas, which are actually different from usual, which are mostly thought out of the box and unique, and also more innovative. And it always gives us an amazing feeling where it improves its aesthetics and it attracts us, so that it is always showing us a big picture. It helps us visualize a big picture. It's about aesthetic thinking. So any career fields which relates to designing or being creative, you can find, and visualization, you can find artistic interest is dominant in there. Any designers, including the career fields related to arts and language arts. You can include fine arts, or which includes painting, drawing, or fashion designing, interior designing, UI UX, web designing, multimedia animation, game designing, graphical designing. All these people will actually have artistic interests very highly dominant in them. Not only them, people who are into the performing arts. It can be a musician, it can be a theater artist, it can be an actor, it can be an instrumentalist, performing dancers. All these people, they have that high-end artistic interest in them. And also the interpreters and translators, language arts. Any career which involves high-level creativity. You can find this is high in a culinary art specialist also. So those careers will have artistic interest, which have creativity and imagination and new ideas and designing in artistic interest, right? They will have artistic interest amongst their dominant areas. Can I move to the next slide, please? Thank you. So the next interest type is about social interest. The picture can actually speak a lot. People with social interest are called as helpers. Why? They enjoy connecting with other people in order to support, secure them, be warm to them, make them comfortable, provide services to them. They're more service-oriented people. And they are close to their heart. They want to deal with their emotions. These emotions can be mixed emotions. People looking to entertain others also will have social interest. People who have, wanting to motivate them also will have social interest. People who care for relationship will also will have social interest in them. And people who are experiencing pain, to relieve them out of the pain. It can be a physical pain or a mental pain. So you can find that when I say mental pain, psychologists are directly connected to this profile. Psychology, sociology, people who are into social welfare working, community health workers, all these people, nursing, paramedical, all these people will have high-end social interests, which also include people in education and training and public services, where they care a lot for others, being very warm. They enjoy servicing, helping people, right? Okay, can we move to the next slide? The next is about enterprising interest. People with enterprising interest are called as persuaders. When we say persuading also, it will be like something compelling, right? To put it more positive, people with enterprising interests are called as influencers. They enjoy influencing others. To influence others, there are three key objectives. One is for a business objective or a business gain, right? They want to influence others. And they also want to influence others for a leadership. When I say leadership and influencing others, it includes problem solving relevant to a situation. In a work profile, we find there are two types of problem solving. One is applying the intellect and intellectual problem solving. Second is apply the leadership and situational problem solving. As a part of their leadership, they are actually important to solve situational problems. That is the key responsibility they hold. And also, they would like to influence others for taking risk. Okay, taking risk is also something which is an enterprising point, correct? You can find when all these compositions are actually there in a profile, it can be directly connected to business management because it includes business objective, leadership, situational problem solving, and also risk taking. And also those who are entrepreneurs. Okay, entrepreneurship and also any leadership profile. You can connect a managing director, a CEO, a CFO, CTO. People, all these people persuade others to actually take risk. And also there is always a business objective in their consciousness. In fact, when I say leadership, politicians are well known for their charismatic leadership. They are influencing the public, correct? And as well, lawyers too. Any profile connected with lawyers, right? They want to influence the court with their argument, power of argument, correct? They always look for win-win situations, isn't it? So enterprising interest people are actually also lawyers, and you can also connect with people into mass media and communication, right? All these people have enterprising interest as their dominant interest. Okay, can I move to the next slide? Of course, this is the final dimension, final factor from or the interest type from Holland model, which is conventional interest. People with conventional interest are called as organizers. What do they enjoy doing? They enjoy working with data, facts, and figures. They like to pick up all kind of data, and also they are quite highly detailed oriented. They have a proper structure of the details. They are actually willing to play a vital role in managing, which is actually planning, organizing, structuring, and controlling, correct? Any profile which is actually connected with a standard operating procedure and its management, you can find conventional interest is huge there. They're very highly dominant there. You can take government services, right? It's full of rule book and policies. Any profile which connects with administration as a core responsibility, you can find that in civil administration, it is high. And also in the field of finance, it could be an accountant, it could be a chartered accountant, it could be a cost management accountant, it could be an actuarian, it can be a financial analyst, it can be a banker. Every case you can find conventional interest is highly dominant in them, which also connects with a part of education and administration, which is librarian. The primary interest of a librarian is itself, conventional interest. So these are some few careers which I have been able to connect, very close to the each interest type. right? But based on this, I have understood all these 6 interest types, independently. But how do you combine and do a career mapping? Interest is all about prioritization. Next slide, please. Interest is all about prioritization. What we do is, people are possible to keep having volatile interest. We have to take a control at one point of time and sequence those interests which is highest dominant. And we consider the top 3 interest type of a person amongst the 6 when they are actually measured in a scale of 100. The top 3 interest alone is picked up according to the dominance of the interest, and we do a career mapping on them. Conventional, enterprising, and investigative is the interest type indicated here. It has to be read from left to right. So the primary interest is conventional, secondary interest is enterprising, and tertiary is investigative. In a career related to conventional interest as a primary interest, you can connect with any field related to government services. And if you say government, it requires social interest also. But here it is enterprising, which also involves problem solving. Here, the career which will be is for an accountant. Okay, the field of accounting and finance, an accountant is primarily having an objective to know about the business results and its business performance. They collect the data and they work with the data. They list down the debits and credits, and finally it gives an understanding about the total turnover for the month, which is actually a business information and which is also applying a max of intellectual problem solving. So CEI will be a best career which can be suiting an accountant. Next slide, please. This is ESC, that is enterprising, social, and conventional. That means this person is more interested in working with business objective and leadership, and they are also wanting to connect with people in the business environment and create rules or be very organized. Now this will be directly where there is a lot of social interest given as importance. This can connect with human resources. So we are able to, or even it can connect with hospitality and tourism, where there is a hotel management, where there is guest relations, or it can be even management. All these also can actually map to this career. So what I'm going to do is, if I've done an useful work and if I've given an appropriate basic understanding about these interest type, we're going to have a polling, right? Let us test how people are able to contribute. I'll tell you what is the activity going to happen. It's in fact a poll time. Okay, so I'm going to run a poll. I'll be floating some questions with closed-ended and responses, which you will actually find out and poll in and say what is the right answer. Let me see how I can make the session interesting. I will assign 40 seconds for displaying a question. After 40 seconds, within 40 seconds, you can give your responses, and please think well and give the responses. Okay, and I will be announcing the next 20 seconds and explaining why that is suitable. Okay, let me start the polling. Okay, I'm publishing the question. I'll also read out the question. Okay, so you can find the first question is about find the most suitable career for the interest combination of realistic, investigative, and artistic. Realistic interest is about doing physical activities, and then investigative is about intellectual problem solving, and artistic interest is about new ideas. You can find out and tell me. The options given are microbiology, psychology, automobile designing, and medical science. Hey, I'm seeing a good amount of responses from people. Most of them have chosen an appropriate response. I think it's time for me to close the poll. 40 seconds over. All right. Let me publish the results. The result is actually about automobile designing. Believe me, 58% of these participants here, out of 284 people available here, have answered, which is the highest response, is automobile designing. Absolutely right. Okay, it's really Very happy to see your involvement. Right? Let me move to the next question. Okay. The second question is here. Let me publish the question. The question is about choose the suitable career option for the personality type intro. Sorry, 1 minute. Sorry for this. Okay. I'm giving the next question, which is I'm publishing here. So the interest combination are conventional, investigative, and enterprising. Here, more data, then analyzing and problem solving, and then business objective. The options are financial analyst, accountant, logistic, and social work. Yeah, sounds good. Most of them are also giving the right answer. Yes, yes. I hope it is interesting. Okay, time to close the poll. Yes, maximum number of people have given the right answer. The right answer is financial analyst. Some of you have given accountant also. Accountant will be having conventional, enterprising, and investigative. More than intellectual problem solving, business objective is high for an accountant. And for a financial analyst, analysis is more than business objective. And logistics also has conventional, but there should be realistic interest in them. Right? So sounds really very good. Good amount of response I am facing. Okay. Then let me go to the next. Okay. Now I have another question, which is actually about enterprising, social, and conventional, where you find the options. I'm going to give the question. Enterprising, social, and conventional, business objective, connecting with people, and being organized. Hey, maximum people have given the right answer. Options are pilot, nurse, HRM, human resource manager, and chartered accountant. Yes. Maximum number of people have given the right answer. Yeah, it is human resource management. Very good. Okay, let me move to the next question. Okay. Right. Now I have a question which is connected with conventional, social, and enterprising. Okay. More of being organized, connecting with people, and also leadership, which includes librarian, financial analyst, marketing, and mechanical engineer. Okay. Let me publish the question. More being organized, connecting with people, and also enterprising is high. Think well, which profiles demands more of being organized? Okay, let me publish the results. Of course, yes, I think it is actually a little tougher example. This correct answer is librarian. Many of you have actually quoted marketing. For a marketing person, enterprising interest has to be the primary interest because it's all about influencing for business objective, right? So librarian is the right answer here. Okay, let me go to the next question. Okay, I have another question which connects with realistic interest as a primary interest, investigative interest as a secondary interest, and social interest as a tertiary interest. Physical activity, intellectual problem solving, and also connecting with people. So the options are culinary arts, business operations, physiotherapy, and psychology. Where there is involvement of more physical activity, intellectual problem solving, and also social, connecting with people and helping people. Yes, I can see good amount of people are actually giving right answers. Please think well and give your responses. The career includes physical activity, right? Physical task, and also intellectual problem solving, okay? Researching, analyzing, connected with science or maths related areas. And they are also connected with people, wanting to help people. Very good. Maximum number of people have given the right answer, which is physiotherapy. This is also a correct answer. 34% of people have given the right answer. I would encourage maximum number of people to give responses. I think I'm giving 40 seconds for the question for you to understand the question. All right. Let me make one more if the time permits. Okay. Can I, is the time there, Fatima? Can I do one more? This is just to test your learning effectiveness after I have run the demonstration about the interest priorities. Okay. Okay, this is
I'm
another.
getting request for another.
Pardon?
I'm getting requests more.
Okay, fine. But I'm not seeing responses at all. Very less number of people are responding. Okay, so let me publish the next question, which is enterprising, investigative, and social. More business objective, more leadership, and more to do with connecting with people and also intellectual problem solving. Yes, the options includes lawyer, software engineer, education and training, human resource manager. Wow, I think people have geared up now. Nice, good, good. It's about influencing, leadership, risk taking, intellectual problem solving, and connecting and helping people. Okay. So maximum number of people have given the right answer, which is lawyer. To begin with, I found that 63% of the people had given, lawyer as a right answer. I think they got closely confused with education and human resource management, correct? Quite for sure, this is a short time you're able to almost connect between the dots. It will happen after a good amount of training. This is not something, a rocket science, which comes by practice. You will be trained, how to actually approach this. Because exactly this is what the students or the graduates are actually struggling with. They are not able to find where they are more suitable. And this is the right time for you to actually capitalize that requirement, for which you need to have an appropriate knowledge, correct? So can I close the polling or you want one more question?
We have one more?
Yeah, sure. I'll try. 1 minute. Okay. Okay, let me go with this. Okay, I'm starting the poll and publishing. The interest priorities are social, enterprising, artistic, or investigative. Here, the people wants to help others. They want to understand about others and deal with their problems, and also they would like to use their influencing their interpersonal relationship, which they would like to actually solve applying their intellect or give them creative solutions, different solutions. When people are explaining like this, I think it's easy for you to get the career, connect with the career, right? Yes. Believe me, 74% of the audience have given the appropriate answer. Because the surprise is if you did not give that right answer only. It's not a surprise for me because you each of you are sensing this kind of a quality in you people. That is the reason you are all here. You also want to, master in this career counseling. Like you would be wondering, how do I actually, know whether I am passionate about my career? More than this, what can speak? As a career counselor, you would like to understand others' problem, influence them with your viewpoints, and which is actually, more creative or problem solving. Right? So this is the best example for people who are right, people who are here. I think I'll close with the polling because there are more informations to be discussed. Okay, right? I hope it was interesting. Okay, so let
Radha,
me.
We had one feedback.
Yeah.
Who said that because of your explanation, it was easy to predict.
Oh, thank you so much, whosoever it is, right? And it is this kind of a thought process or an approach required for all the 3,000 career occupations and 12,000 career profiles. Okay, so this is what we teach people, and this is how we teach people to understand these concepts. Okay, okay. Now going to the slide now here. I think my slide is visible. Right? So we cannot actually. Yes. Make a career guidance, give a career choice or a guidance just by one dimension. Because always people would always have this question. This is the major conflict or objection which you need to handle. People would be asking, what about if the interest is going to change? From the people from the field of psychology, we never disagree that the interest will not change. But we have to have a good control over it. Otherwise, the associated skills and ability will not actually develop. After the graduation, they are going for any job or a well-planned job is more important. And this kind of mood swings can actually seriously affect them. And that's the reason we don't give a career guidance or recommendation with one dimension alone. We introduce, multi-dimensional analysis. That's why we include career personality, career interest, career values, learning style, along with skills and abilities. And also we train how to find a correlation between all these multiple dimensions. Of course, an assessment is actually 5-dimensional or 6-dimensional. There's one more dimension too. Okay, what we do is that is emotional quotient or emotional intelligence, which is more appropriate for professionals. We include graduates, freshers, and working professionals under the professional category. In their assessment, we include also emotional quotient. These are actually captured and observed through assessment process. But when the report is generated, what we do is we carry out a multi-dimensional analysis. A lot of case studies are actually required. How do we approach the holistic career counseling process? We don't recommend for anyone to sit for a counseling session, on an extempore basis. Next slide, please. So we help them understand the core methodology in career guidance as how we need to analyze this. So the level 1 training, which is actually an offer of discussion today for today's webinar, we cover in this level 1 2 parts of training. We give you a detailed understanding about career counseling as a process. I was speaking about a life cycle process, right? Pre-counseling, during counseling, and post-counseling. It will be very descriptively, elaborated to you. And also what the theories in details, which are from where these questions are actually abstracted. Many people will question you about the reliability. And we'll be discussing on all these 6 dimensions about the career personality in detail, how to analyze that, and also career interest. And we will also do a 2-dimensional analysis combining career personality and interest. How do you narrow down recommendations? And you can find the career values and motivators, and then learning style analysis, and emotion quotient or emotion intelligence, and skills and abilities. These 6 dimensions are elaborately learned to you, okay, including skills and abilities. After that, you need to actually understand the holistic career analysis model, which includes a 4-dimensional analysis model, which we call it as cluster analysis. When we say cluster, the psychometric factors are clustered or grouped here. So the psychometric factors include personality, interest, values, learning style, which will actually contribute for specific work nature, which is attached to a field. This is called as psychometric analysis or cluster analysis or 4-dimensional analysis model or field analysis. But we cannot tell them that go to a field because there can be so much of occupations. In order to qualify, they need to know what skills and ability needs to be actually acquired. So we carry out also a 5-dimensional analysis model, which is called as career path analysis, where career personality, interest, values, learning style, and skills and abilities are actually combined, and a core methodology related to find correlation between them is taught or educated in the part 1 training. This is the key curriculum what we did. And with this, you will understand how to, analyze multiple dimensions in a person. Next slide, please. As a part of part 2 training, we will discuss about case studies. What we do is a report interpretation. There are so many, open websites which can give career assessments. One is whether if it will be catering to the solution. Second is, if you give a report to a student, they will not be able to understand it. They will find some kind of disjointed information that they are absorbing. They will not be able to connect between the dots. So you need to know how to read a report, understand a report, interpret a report, and provide counseling. So we will be having some case studies which can be for students between 13 to 16 years who largely fall in a school segment between 8, 9, and 10 class. Another set of students who are in between 17 to 19 years, these people fall in the category of 11 and 12 classes. So there are 2 separate assessments and for the school students, for whom we provide career guidance. One for graduates who can be currently doing graduation or post-graduation or freshers. These people fall into the category of 20 to 24 years. And even freshers. And there are people who are working professional. We have separate assessment for them who can fall into early, mid, or senior career. So we need to figure out what is the requirement for the candidate or the student, and accordingly, we have to provide a multi-dimensional analysis-based career guidance. Next slide, please. How do we teach this? We have 1 month to 3 months course. Largely, this goes through live training and offline training. So in the week 1, we have in every month, every week, we have batches of training happening in the morning, afternoon, and in the evening. Okay, you are good to choose your own batch to enroll for this program. And what do I cover here? In the first week, I cover the level 1, which includes part 1 and part 2. It's a 5-day training program. Each day, it captures about 3 hours of training, where on the concepts, whatever we were seeing on a brief, we will be seeing a detail. By end of 5th day, you have the knowledge. What happens the subsequent weeks? The following week, after the training also, you're good to take an exam for certification. But more of mock practice helps you. During the 2nd day and the 3rd week, and also optionally 4th week, we engage you into a lot of assignments and case studies, which includes 3 sample report case studies and 3 rounds of practice test, which is a mock practice of the final exam, which will be conducted online. And 4th week, you're good to take your final exam for certification, which is only held on Saturdays, excepting the 2nd Saturday. You're good to take the exam online on the Saturday, any part of the day. You will dedicate some 40 minutes time. All are objective type questions on the subject matter what you have learned. So this program, next slide please, in 4 weeks time, you will be able to complete this. Okay. So how you enroll for this? What is the need for you to enroll? Okay. What are the other takeaways? I am actually thanking and inviting my colleague Fatima to speak about how this program can benefit you on enrollment. I hope I had given you a useful session. Thank you so much for being very patient, interactive, and very responsive. I hope you are interested in enrolling for the program. You can connect with my business team and we'll be very happy to see you in any upcoming training programs which are conducted, in the sequence of weeks. Okay. Thank you so much. Very happy to have been with you all. Warm evening. Bye. Over to you,
Great,
Fatima.
everyone. Radha, we would want you to. Yes. Thank you so much, Radha. That was an amazingly insightful session, and I've been getting a lot of feedback on the chat, open as well as a lot of them on private, that they found the session to be extremely informative and very insightful. And the poll was, I think, the icing on the cake that made it extremely interesting, where they were able to apply what they have learned in just a span of 15-20 minutes. I think they were able to apply that brilliantly. So thank you so much for that, Radha, for engaging us in the session. And kudos to all the participants as well. I saw some great participation, great involvement and contribution towards making this session more and more productive. So thank you, every one of you. So yes, we have been getting some questions in terms of if we have to learn more, if we have to become a certified practitioner, how do we become one? So I will be taking the next 5 to 7 minutes into helping you through that portion of information. But after that, we will come back to our promised Q&A session, our dedicated Q&A session, where you would be speaking, you would be asking, and we would be listening and helping you address with any of your queries that you might have related to the topic that we just learned, which was applicable on the interest side of career counseling. Nonetheless, if you have questions beyond that as well, we have time till 6, and we are pretty much comfortable and very well timed so far. So we will not have to rush into anything, and we'll have time for each and everyone's question. I hope so. All right. Now, before we understand career counseling, I am sure all of you are self-aware and pretty much convinced as on date, given the pandemic scenario, that careers have definitely gone through a turmoil. Everyone's career, whether it's an industry, whether it is someone's profile, whether it is an organization, whether it's a very senior working professional or someone who is just graduated or someone who's in their 10th or 12th, there has been a question in terms of what next for each and everyone, due to which the demand for career counseling has seen its highest surge in the last 2 years, specifically during pandemic. If you go to see the daily searches that are happening on Google itself, this is just one platform which we are accounting for statistics and reference purpose. It has increased multiple folds. Also, if you see the average monthly searches that are happening for people looking for career counselors or people searching for career counseling as a service, is more than 5 lakh, and this number has only been increasing. There is not a drop or a saturation into this number. It is only an increasing number. This is what I can share with you from being inside the industry. Now, career counseling has passed its stage where we would wonder that, do people know about career counseling? Do people understand the importance of having the right career? Will they even know who a career counselor is? Are there enough career counselors? We have passed that stage some years back now, and we have advanced and evolved at such a fast pace, unlike any other industry in these coming times or in these past times. We have definitely been the highlight in the market. So that is actually a good news. You will be able to see there are some very amusing numbers that you see in the table, where we have picked only 6 keywords that people search online. If you go on top, you will see there are 5,348 such keywords which people use to search and look for your services for career counseling. So it is anywhere between 100K to 1 million where people are looking for career related services. Specifically for career counseling, career guidance, it is anywhere between 10K to 100K. So this was, I just wanted to spend a minute to help you understand that right now we do not have a problem of demand in career counseling. The problem that we have right now that we are facing as an industry is supply of quality, well trained, right resources for career counseling. All right. That's where we're meeting today. Next slide, please, Abhishek. All right. Now, this will just be one particular segment where I will try and help you simplify and cut down on what is it that we will be providing to you if you want to onboard with us with EduMilestones for our level 1 intensive training program, which will be for 3 weeks and it can go up to 3 months of time, depending on your pace and depending on how fast you are grasping or what is the pace that how you want to regulate. All right, all of these sessions that we do as a part of our training program are 100% live sessions. All right, so you will have live real time online training that we're doing right now, which can go up to 3 months. The reason we are putting 3 months is purely to adapt to your pace, purely to adapt to the way you want to regulate your learning. There is absolutely no point rushing into training and completing it within 1 week or 1 years of time, till the time you have learned enough on how to apply it independently. That's the benchmark that we're trying to achieve here when we are training career counselors. Quality training is what will assure quality counseling from your side. All right. Next, once you are well trained, you will be dually accredited. This is going to be a dual accreditation, which will be from India. BCPA is an association that is accrediting the entire course and the program that we provide, along with ACCPH UK, which is again a UK based body in the psychology field that is again accrediting course as well as practitioners. So both of these highly reputed organizations have certified, have accredited and recognized the program that EduMilestones is specifically providing. And we're the only private organization whose course is directly accredited by BCPA India, which is Bharatiya Psychology Association, as ACCPH UK. Next, once the live sessions have been completed, the first week of live sessions, which will be a batch where we do not exceed more than 8 to 10 counselors in a batch when we are training, because we do not want to dilute the quality of the training. Once that complete training is completed in week 1, then your week 2 and week 3 will be loaded with assignments, case studies, and practice tests that is going to help you apply your learnings in a very safe space. The more you apply, the more you do counseling, the more you learn counseling. Counseling cannot be learned, at least in my personal opinion, counseling cannot be learned through completing a certain curriculum or a certain duration. You learn counseling only by doing counseling, period. Next, once you have practiced in a safe environment, then we encourage and recommend you to take a step forward and get into real-time counseling, where you will be having clients of yours for different age groups, and each of these clients you can actually apply everything that you have learned in a real-time case scenario, and you will have a dedicated supervisor who will be able to help you and guide you throughout how you will be preparing, structuring, and delivering your session before you go live. That is one of the best ways to learn counseling, where you are first mentally ready and well prepped with the help of a supervisor on what you will be delivering when you have to do career counseling for a live client. Once you are completely ready on how will you deliver the pre-counseling, which assessment will be administered, how will you do the report interpretation and analysis, how will you help them with career recommendations, how will you eliminate career options for them, how will you design an execution plan for them, everything will be dealt as a part of the supervision. Here is where the crux of learning, the essence of learning lies, because you are now applying counseling in real time scenario. What we learn vis-a-vis, when we apply, the scenario might completely change. And that is why you will have a dedicated supervision sessions for your first 3 clients, to ensure the quality counseling that we were talking about, we are able to reach that benchmark for you. All right. Next, you will also have access, if you have your own psychometric assessments, well and good. But if you need support from Edu Milestones to help you with psychometric assessments, you will have our entire range of 23 plus psychometric assessments for different age groups, starting from 5th grade onwards till senior working professionals up to 20 years of experience. You will be well equipped through training, you will be well equipped through our psychometric assessments to be able to cater and address that population. So you will be able to use our psychometric assessment platform for your demo practice purpose. Each one of you will have access for everyone who's onboarded with us. Also, you will have the access to activate these reports for your first 3 clients. We will also be giving you and making you eligible to access and activate their reports at your end itself. All right. So you will get total of 3 access codes to activate 3 reports, which will have absolutely no validity, and it can be used for your practice purpose. And each of the reports that gets generated using our psychometric platform, these are pretty detailed reports which will come along with the execution plan. So a lot of your manual time, which would have gone into the research part or the scoring part or the report making part, will be taken care of, and your maximum time as a counselor needs to be spent on analysis, which is what you will be exactly able to achieve. Next, you will have access to our complete updated career library, which means all the 3,000 plus occupations and 12,000 plus profiles that Radha highlighted. It's not manually or humanly possible for us to remember everything at the tip of our finger, isn't it? So you will have access to this updated career library, where at any point in time you want to access information about any careers, what is their work nature, how do you become a professional in that particular career, videos on certain particular careers, what are the top 10 universities in India, what entrance exams are applicable for them. Everything will be given accessible to you. All right. Next, you will also be eligible for our exclusive continuous learning materials and collaterals that we continuously share for your upskilling. This is a career, this is a profession, this is an industry which is evolving with time. So what we had 10 years ago may not be relevant now, and probably what we have right now may not be relevant in the next 10 to 15 years. So we will be helping you to ensure that you are staying updated and you are also constantly upskilled. We will also have access to all of our refresher webinars, which we do specifically for upskilling purpose. So all of our refresher trainings are also done live, and you will have access to them as well, which is done every quarterly. Next, we have our forum and blogs for career counselors learning purpose, where you will be able to exchange your knowledge, exchange your stories, exchange your queries, and you will be able to participate directly at a professional forum level as well. So all of this will be combined into our level 1 certified career analyst program, which is a live intensive training program starting from 3 weeks, and it can go up to 3 months of time as well. All right. I hope this slide kind of simplified and helped you understand what all will be a part of the level 1 training. All right. Next slide, please. All right. Now, there are a lot of questions that I am able to see simultaneously in the chat section. Give me probably 3 to 5 more minutes, and then we will open the forum completely. Probably by 5:30, we'll have the forum completely open for questions. So have your questions ready. All right. If you want, you can type them already, because this particular webinar portal does not allow the participants to speak, but you can very well still communicate with us through the chat. So we have a dedicated team members who are handling the chat and who are keeping a note of all the questions that have come in so far, and we will be taking them in a certain chronology. So all your questions related to the program duration, anything on the topic that we had discussed, or on the cost, or on the program fee, please put it down on the chat box. We have our dedicated team members. Kavya is definitely there. Yes, there she is. Kavya is definitely noting down all of your questions separately so that we can address them as soon as possible. We get to the open Q&A section. All right. Now, after the level 1 training, or if you're wondering that I don't require the level 1 training because let's say I'm already trained or I have been practicing for years, a lot of us who've joined us today are either trained or have been a veteran in their field, all right, or have been trained by someone else, which is absolutely fine. So you can also avail additionally at an additional price applicable for a technology platform where you can have access to all the psychometric assessments, which will have a lifetime validity on your own brand. You can take help from us for the complete business training as well as market strategy support. So even that will be available at an additional cost. If you want to expand your network by having more partners, counseling partners, or business associates, we have a solution for that as well. If you want to increase your network and increase your leads or referrals coming in from your referral partners, we have a technical solution for all your referral partners as well, that makes your tracking very, very transparent with your referral partners. Also, if you're looking for a lead generation tool, we have that also inbuilt as a part of our technology platform once you take our technology platform. So these are some of the available add-ons which I have been able to highlight. The webinar today is predominantly on the level 1 training, but still this was an attempt to kind of showcase you what more is available. In fact, the list is a little more bigger than the available add-ons that you see right now. On your right, you will see the exact certificate which you will be able to earn for yourself after the training has been completed. There will be a final evaluation or a final exam which is conducted every Saturday. Even tomorrow, we have lineup of everyone who will be appearing for the CCA exams. Once you have cleared the exam, it will be a 1-hour online exam with multiple choice based questions. Once you clear the examination, within 3 working days, your certificate will be released and emailed to you. The passing for this particular exam, we have a benchmark for that as well. So once you clear, you will be able to earn the certificate for yourself. So all these accreditations are also very well reflected on your certificate. Next slide, please. All right. Just like you, now we have a lot of them, Bharati, Santanu, Lifia, Deepa. Like you, they were also aspiring to become professional practitioners or professional certified career counselors, and they are one now. Next slide, please. Yes, if you are aspiring to become one too, then this particular program and this particular certification is what you can also earn for yourself. All right. It is 5:24 and I had promised you that by 5:30 we have 6 more minutes, and we've been before time, so that's good. That's more time given to you then. So we're listening. All of your questions is what we have recorded with us separately. So I will be reading out the questions one by one. So everyone who had questions related to the cost, I'm sure your question has been answered now. But we'll be taking all the other questions that we have been receiving in the open chat, as well as in the private chats that I have been personally receiving as well. So Radha, can we have you live, please? I understand that you have a training to address at 6. So we'll make sure that all the questions related to you, related to the training, related to the program is what we will address first. All right. Okay. Just give me a minute while I read. Okay. We had first question that has come in from Jay. Radha, you're able to hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you. Go ahead.
All right.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, absolutely. So, Jai, if you're still present here, we are taking your first question because that came first in chronology. How can we learn career counseling in 3 weeks' time?
Yeah. So as I explained before, the career guidance is an applied part of psychology, right? So this is actually the specific model which is so carefully designed. We complete the live training in 15 hours. So the important concepts is chronologically so well aligned that you get a lot of scenarios related to the concepts and get the concepts internalized. The knowledge comes in. And after the knowledge, there are many people who are even ready to take the certification exam the following week itself. We also understood, because the time what you can put in to prepare before the examination, studying, practicing, because this is something which comes by more practice. Even the case studies, sample case studies also require a lot of practice. Okay, so how that is actually carefully handled on the offline training is, as I told you, the hand holding what I give, the kind of offline support what I give, I make you do an assignment, and your response time taken is definitely a matter there, and you are wanting to do it simultaneously, it's absolutely good. So the first week you will take one sample report, because after whatever you have learned, you will start chewing. You will relate those concepts to a particular report, and you will try to come out with an optimized solution for that. How do you analyze? The day 5's report interpretation session is absolutely optimum for that. And when you do it, there may be a lot of other questions coming to you at your own pace. So you will actually be able to find answers for sometimes some of the areas with your own knowledge. And many areas you feel like you know how to be navigated, right? And parallelly a practice test. The complete methodology will be given, because each report will have at least an exposure to 35 plus careers. Okay, so 3 such sample reports and its case study can help you easily get exposed in 2 weeks to 100 plus career, because we don't actually educate you what is this career. We rather educate you how to understand the work nature of a career. We don't catch fishing for you, we learn you fishing. Okay, so that is why we are strong, and people who take examination after critical preparation of these sample case studies, they just don't score 65%, which is the basic pass criteria. They set their result criteria. People have been scoring not less than 80%. And my maximum scores in a month will be 85, 90. I have also had people scoring 100. I don't mean to say it is my contribution. The subject is such, which cannot leave you rest. The day one after training I cover, you will be able to find anyone walking from your left to right and right to left. You will start analyzing their personality. The subject has got its strong strength, that strong support. So it is definitely possible. It is not a rocket science. It is just a focus and an applied science in psychology. Okay, so you will be able to definitely finish it whether you are able to dedicate your time. Okay, I hope my answer is clear to you and it served the purpose.
Yeah. All right. This kind of also answers a couple of more other questions that were related to the duration of the training and how the duration of the training helps us, become an expert into this field. So yes, it is going to be an ongoing learning curve and ongoing learning process where EduMilestones team will be there to support you till the time you are able to reach the level of independence. That is what we need to aim. That is what we need to aim together. That's what at least we are aiming for. That we should be in a position to support you till the time you are able to apply and practice independently with that level of confidence and comfort what an expert should actually feel, right? I hope that helped. We have the next question by Archana. All right. Will you be sharing the psychometric assessments during the course for us to use later in our counseling?
Yes, the first step for anyone to make a career choice, when we say all these 5-dimensional analysis is carried out, that means it holds good for you also. As a person, if you want to choose career counseling as a profession, you also need to know your fitment to the profile, how much you are fit to this profile. So definitely our business team is going to be connected with each of you here. You are possible to take your own psychometric assessment under the professionals category. Okay, will be given, you people will be given our own dedicated business consultant giving their own web page where you can come and take the psychometric assessment under the professional category. And once you have done, you please inform them. They will share your own psychometric report. See the report, experience the report, and you're still not able to arrive, come to the training. I'll learn you how you will actually read and understand and interpret a report. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So, Archana, just to add on to it and clarify the question, you will be given psychometric assessment for your practice purpose while you are in the training. We have a level 2 to this program, which is specifically for people and professionals whose objective is to start this as a commercial practice. So you can move to the level 2 later on if your objective is to commercially start practice. Our level 1 program has a very clear objective where professionals want to, who are aspiring, they should if they come from relevant university. However,
Sorry to
if you have
interrupt, Fatima.
Yeah.
Fatima, sorry to interrupt. I think there is a lag from your side, internet lag. You're buffering. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry for this.
All right. Thank you. Is it better now?
No, it's better.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So in case you're looking at a commercial practice and you want access to our psychometric platform for your commercial use, it is already available as a part of the add-on, which we have already covered, which comes as a part of our level 2, which is our edupreneur program. What we are right now today discussing is a certified career analyst level 1 program, which is an intensive training program. And then we have a certified career analyst edupreneur program that is specifically for people and professionals whose objective is to start as a commercial practice and start this as a business. I hope everyone who had similar questions on this front, on the psychometric front, we have been able to address them as well. Next question is by Rima Radha. She's saying, I'm moving to Canada. Will this course give me information for careers in Canada as well as USA?
So the information what we give, or the understanding and the knowledge what give about the program, is about the career opportunities in the total ecosystem. The education system at a school level alone can be different, for Indian and international countries. Usually in India, the school education system follows state, central board or ICSE. International education system follows IB, MYP or IGCSE O level at a high school level, or at a pre-university level, IBDP or IGCSE A level. So there are different assessments for international school students and Indian school students. But if you can see, the psychometric concepts are common for any specific work nature. Now, these work opportunities can be in India or any other countries outside India. How to approach? That is the point. So that knowledge you can get, and you can anyway be joining our sessions online, where you can find information related to the holistic career approach will be given in the training program.
All right. Thank you for that. In fact, would you like to highlight ONET here, Radha?
Yeah. See, basically our assessments, which is actually, you can find there is more research support taken from ONET on onet.net, which is actually a particular source which is actually from America, right? So all our research findings, there has been useful and supportive elements which has been extracted from their sites. Okay, so I think it covers the global requirement, and you can also research yourself.
Yes, and we're very happy to share that Edu Milestones is also present on ONET as of now, where one of our publications is currently present on the ONET site, which is one of the very, very rare companies who reach up to the ONET with their publication. You will find Edu Milestones there. So considering our training program is currently being globally consumed, we have to make sure that for our Indian counselors, for our Indian population, as well as for our global counselors and global population, it needs to be very well adapted and accommodated. All right. Next question is by okay. Achal is trying to understand. I think she's asking how many attempts, which means at the exam level. So, would you like to highlight on the practice test and the final exam here, Radha?
Yeah. So the model itself till the certification exams for certification is carefully designed that you are not going to have a reattempt. That means you don't require to have a reattempt. So scoring 65% is not at all a challenge even immediate after the first week's live training. So we, as I told you, we give you a lot of assignments and sample reports. Meticulously, or sincerely following that is going to hold good for you to score less than, nothing less than 80%. And as I've told you, people have been very responsible in carrying out, who are really particular in learning the subject, because I'm going to apply this and start this as a professional practice. Many of my people network are actually looking for career guidance from me. I need to be making this as a profession. That air itself will chase you and make you chase me back to back and learn whatever you want. Right? So I will be providing you the optimum support which I can do at my abilities. Okay. So the practice test itself for the final exam can actually, there are three mock practice tests. Okay. Which I explained to you will tell you where you are actually falling short. For this career guidance, there are 4 elements which are needing to be strong in you. One is the concepts and theories. Second, about the fundamentals. Third, about the analysis. And fourth, about the career path awareness. When the analysis is strong after the fundamentals given to you during the training, that is where, our key strength is. We even don't call you as counselors, we call you as analyst, right? So our program itself is called a certified career analyst. Okay, so we actually strengthen your analysis. That means it's not only the conventional careers or the currently existing new age careers. Any career which is going to come forward in future, because we all find every second year we find there are some new age career opportunities or profiles coming up, correct? And they are thriving largely. How do you approach those careers? That technique, that strategy will be actually strengthened in you. Okay, so you don't need to worry about clearing the paper. It is not so very easy to clear, but how to clear this very strategically, that will be learned in the training. That is something which is, I assure you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
In
We have
fact,
not had one failure till now. Not one failure till now.
That's true. So yes, if you are looking at a repository of all the colleges in India, if you have to help out your students with picking on colleges or helping them become ready for entrance exams, we have that available add-on. Also, similarly, we have it available for international colleges as well. If your students are aspiring to study abroad and you want to help them prepare and shortlist and recommend colleges abroad, we have that dashboard also available as an add-on. All right. We'll take next question by Mamta Chhatre. How do you deal with family financial crunches to go for a particular career during career counseling?
So I told you, right, the 5 days session, first 4 days session will be more connected about the applied concepts in career analysis, which includes the psychometric concepts. And the day 5 is about the case studies. There is a programmed and a structured flow how we will initiate with a pre-counseling activity, because we do a huge amount of observation. So the collective counseling you can complete in 3 hours, where the pre-counseling discussion will be between 30 minutes to 60 minutes. It's based on the inputs that you can actually collate from the respondent. And once that is done, there will be a pre-counseling analysis carried out by you. How do you carry out that analysis? Based on so many questions. There are a set of pre-counseling questionnaires available, which will be given in detail during the day 5 training. Okay, so what all will you observe? Because the assessment is only 5-dimensional and the recommendations are only 5-dimensional, but the final decision, in order for the student to make, It can be also shortlisted some 35, 40 or 50, which is also a big number to finish a counseling in 2 hours. So there is a lot of pre-counseling analysis and elimination process involved by you. This is not only a mechanistic approach, this is also a humanistic approach equally. So you will carry out yourself an analysis. How do you carry out that analysis? What are those other dimensions? Because the career analysis finally you do and give counseling is based on multiple dimensions. So what are those questionnaires? You will be given a complete construct, a documentation will be given to you. Okay, and which also includes the affordability of the student to take up certain career fields. Okay, what is more doable to them on multidimensional perspective will be in detail learned to you. That's the crux of the training. Okay.
Right, right. All right. So, right here on slide, we have all the three batches that will be exclusively only for the people who are onboarding with us through the webinar. And the second announcement was actually on these batches, which will be personally taken by Ms. Radha Padmanabhan herself. So, all these three batches that you enroll with, you will have Ms. Radha Padmanabhan training you in any of these three batches that you opt for at the special fee. Please note, given the constraints that we have and commitments that we have for other batches, considering we have other simultaneous multiple batches which are running, these are the only three batches which will be made available to you. And each of the batch has a capacity for only 10 participants or 10 counselors. So please be informed, please be well informed and plan yourself and get yourself onboarded accordingly, because we will not have more batches to accommodate more people here. We have only three batches available, and each batch will have a capacity of only 10 counselors per batch. So the reason for sharing these batch dates here were to help you understand the intake capacity, and also to share with you that all these three batches will be taken by Ms. Radha Padmanabhan herself. All right. So we have Gurmeet asking, is the training online? Yes, all the sessions that we will be conducting will be online, but all of them will be live sessions. Next question, Mayur and Amita, where you're asking for a link for psychometric assessment. So as we said, after this particular webinar is completed, it's over, we will have our business team reaching out to each and every one who have attended this webinar today and have registered for this webinar. So any question that has been missed from our side, or you need more elaborate response, we will anyway be connecting with you. We have time until Monday, so we will ensure that we are able to reach out to each and every one of you. Also, we have a question asked by Ravi, who asks, do we also include how to deal with parents in the career counseling session?
Objection handling is a part of our training. Okay, right. We will be giving huge amounts of scenarios. Okay, so I can find Ravi, Neha, all of you are actually more wanting to have this knowledge on the application front. Trust and enroll, we will be able to make you, equip you, gain a subject matter expertise, which is a part of the training, not a part of the webinar, right? With parent counseling, how do you handle parents is also a part of our training, okay, which we will be delivering it with your critical experience on it. Okay.
Absolutely. And I think the questions that has been asked by Neha and Ravi are very, very relevant. They're very, very critical questions, Radha. And as you rightly said, the webinar timing, even if we have to respond to it and justify to that question, we do not have enough time to respond to that question. But yes, definitely as a part of the training, we have dedicated segment to help students as well as help parents understand how a particular career choice is being derived and how do we recommend and eliminate options for them. So method of elimination is again something which is extremely critical for you to learn as a career counselor.
Exactly.
So we'll be covering that very much in depth. Let me take last two more questions for you, Radha, and then I think we'll be able to set you free. All right. So is this certification applicable for only counselors who are new to this, or also for experienced career counselors?
Yes, they are open. Already people are in the industry. They have, each of people who are already practicing career analysis, they are actually, quite experienced in it. But there are certain areas which you can also discover from this training. Okay. And this certification will definitely, because one is an experience, second is an educational qualification. Okay, so as somebody asked whether should I be as should I have done a graduation in psychology at an UG or PG level, it is not mandatory. As like Fatima, you actually explained, career counseling can be acquired. Career counseling knowledge can be acquired by any career advancement program also, and we have a feather on our cap that this particular model of program for career counseling, which is actually duly accredited by BCPA. We are the only private industry in the private organization in the industry who has actually got this accreditation. Only usually it is given for educational institutions, right? And we have that privilege because the curriculum is so very critically covered, and the response system and how they are able to go and deliver counseling outside are eminent results out of it. Okay.
Right. All right. Um, okay. Uh, okay. So, Malvika Pramod, that is the last question that we'll be taking specifically for Radha. While she has to leave for an evening batch, which is starting soon, so she needs some breather before she gets herself geared up for her evening batch. Uh, how will the classes be taken, and can I do it with my graduation?
See, ideally, we have an eligibility criteria for people to start up career counseling as a process, as a profession. Okay, the minimum graduation is required. There are people even at the 20 to 23 years old, they want to provide counseling and mentor somebody, right? But that mentorship, techniques or knowledge comes after certain years of experience. Who would like to get educated on the critical counseling knowledge, which is actually delivered through this program? Okay, so if you are into a graduation program in psychology while you are in your final year, okay, you can actually apply for this and you can enroll, or at a post graduation level. But this program is not open for other streams. Okay, maybe I will have to once get concurrence from the management team whether if the person belongs to HRM, a BBA in HRM. We are slightly likely to consider that, but we will have to actually confirm. We have so far not allowed anybody else who is in a final year of psychology, only when they are in the final year, to enroll for this program, because this is a distinctive skill that they can acquire. But rest of those graduates who are doing in any other stream, we are not actually enrolling them for that, right?
Okay. Okay, great. Radha, thank you so much. I think Vijaya is asking, are we going to get hand-holding assistance? I think I have pretty much elaborated on that. So yes, Vijaya, hand-holding actually is going to become the critical part of the entire training segment. As in fact, it's going to become the essence of your entire learning curve, where hand-holding and supervision is something which is going to help you understand that everything that you got trained on, are you able to apply it right? And that will be the 60% of the focus of the trainer, as well as the entire training curriculum that we have designed. 60% focus is to ensure that are you able to apply your training right. All right, so I hope that helps. Without further ado, I think it's been 6:05. Radha, we'll definitely set you free now. Thank you so much for being a part of the webinar hosted today. A lot of them have been able to get a lot of insights, a lot of interesting facts that they've got to understand from you. So thank you. And I say this on behalf of all the participants. Thank you so much for being and joining us today for the webinar and sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you so much.
So it's my pleasure, Fatima. Of course, I'm happy that people are satisfied. And also, I think you will agree with me. We have just delivered less than 5% of what we deliver in our training, right?
Yeah.
So more 95% can be experienced as they enroll. Let us wait and watch. Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for the
Thank you
time.
so much. Thank you, Radha.
Yeah.
So I'll stay back. We have a few more participants who've stayed back with us. Radha, you may exit. Thank you. All right. So we have few more questions that has been addressed. So we have few more participants who've actually stayed back with us. Though we are through with our webinar time, everything that we wanted to communicate from our side, share from our side, we have done that. So any one of you staying back, if you have any of your questions that has not been addressed, I have a lot of questions with me, but I'm not sure if those people are present here. Nonetheless, we will be communicating with each one of you after the webinar is over. But if you want us to address anything live right now, I and my team, we are ready to stay back and address any of the question live in this public forum. Can we have the curriculum slide on, please? Any other questions that you might have, and if you have stayed back with us until now and your question has not been addressed, please let us know. Okay, Shilpa, thank you for your question. So yes, this entire training program is for people who are looking at upskilling themselves for their current profiles where they're already working, or if they have opted for level 2, which is our edupreneur program, it is with an objective of starting their own commercial practice. We do not get people coming to us to get trained for job purpose, but nonetheless we have observed and experienced a lot of them who have got trained are also successfully working with one of the other organizations in the education segment or in a school segment as career counselors. Though there is no direct connection between Edu Milestones and the job assistant because that is not the objective, but we have definitely experienced and seen that counselors have been able to successfully get themselves into one or the other profiles related to career counseling in the education segment. All right. I hope that helped you, Shilpa. Vinayak, so Vinayak and Neha are asking the cost and duration for level 2. So I think this will require a little more elaborate response, which may confuse people who have so far understood the level 1 program. So Neha and Vinayak, we will have someone from the business team who will reach out to you individually maximum by today night, and they will definitely 110% help you understand the fee structure for level 2 as well as the duration for the entire program for level 2. All right. Next question is by Muskan. I'm a graduate and postgraduate in psychology with postgraduate diploma in counseling and guidance. That's very good, Muskan. Do I have to complete this certification? So, Muskan, this entire attempt that we have here on training are for people who want to learn career counseling if they haven't been doing career counseling. So if you have been doing career counseling and if you have been practicing as a career counselor, but if you feel that I need to enhance my knowledge at a practical level, I still need to polish myself at the practical level, I need more extensive, more intensive supervision support for my practice, then absolutely yes, you can go for this program. Otherwise, you are the best judge for yourself, Muskan, that do you need training to become an expert and to do justice to the profile of career counseling? All right. Nonetheless, we have a psychometric assessment to help someone evaluate are they fit for this profile, because a lot of them explore career counseling as a profession but are not 100% sure. So it's always better to be more sensitive and be mindful right from the start if this profession is right fit for us or not, because this is what we will be doing as a career counselor going forward, helping someone understand their fitment. So why not begin with ourselves? So we have that option available for everyone who's new to the field. All right. um, so Billy, yes. Billy, Tanuja, yes. Everyone who is wanting to understand about the level 2 program. So there are two approaches. You can take up level 1 first, test waters, take your first baby step, understand your comfort about this industry, about this profile, see what it takes. You can always withdraw at level 1 if you feel that yes, what I needed is what I have got. But if your objective is then to move forward with commercial practice, then you can take the decision of going for level 2 later as well, or you can take the decision of going for level 1 and level 2 at the same time. So when the business team gets in touch with you, we will get you more understanding on this level 1 and level 2 as well. All right. Next question again by Muskan. How can you have access? So the business team, when we reach out to you, we will help you get access to the psychometric assessment link. All right. Uh, Kamalkar is asking, can you please help us with earnings with career counselor? Okay. So when you become a career counselor, so Kamalkar, I do not have a black and white answer to give, because your earnings will 100% depend on how much of time and how much of clients you are able to serve, given your bandwidth and given your appetite. All right. But I'll just give you a few metrics that might help you calculate. You need to understand how many number of clients you are willing to see and you are willing to cater to in a week's time. Multiply that into the fees that you would be charging to that client. Now, generally, our career counselors in tier 1, tier 2 cities with less than 3 years of career counseling experience are charging 3 to 5,000 rupees per session per student. All right. So you can multiply the number of clients you are willing to handle in a day's time, in a week's time, in a month's time, and multiply that into this particular average figure or range that I have shared with you. This is the average acceptable price of career counseling as of now in the market, where parents are willingly ready to shell out or spend 3 to 5,000 rupees for career counseling. This is irrespective of your metro cities. All right. So this is the average acceptable price. Our veteran counselors, our leading counselors with more than 7, 10, 15, 20 years of experience are charging minimum 3 times higher than this amount. All right. So that is why I told you I may not have a black and white answer to give here, but I have helped you with the metrics. So I hope that helped. Next question is by Anakshi Agarwal. Is it once in a week? I'm not sure, Anakshi, what you mean by once in a week. Our training structure currently is 1 week will be live sessions Monday to Friday. Then you will have second and third week of training, which will be one-on-one training sessions at a mutually convenient time with your trainer for your assignments, for your case studies, for your practice test. And then your fourth week onwards is when we recommend and encourage you to appear for your final exam, as well as start looking for clients which you can use for your supervision, for your 3 supervisions. All right. So that is how your sessions will be progressing. So your first week of session, Anakshi, will be Monday to Friday back to back, either a morning, afternoon, or an evening batch, depending on the availability, because we have only 10 counselors capacity in a given batch. So that is how we will be scheduling. I hope that helped. All right. So Tanuja, 3 to 5K is per student. All right. Now it again depends on you, that are you including a follow-up session or do you want to charge for a follow-up session separately? All right. It's 6:16 now. I think we'll call it a day. We'll call it an evening. Any question that has been not addressed so far, please don't worry. Stay assured, you will have someone from Edu Milestones team reaching to your number by tonight. If you have registered with your WhatsApp number, we will be reaching to you with on your WhatsApp by today itself, and you can have a call with us, preferably by today, tomorrow, Sunday, or by Monday. We will be available. All right. So that's it from our side. Have a great evening. Have a great weekend. Please, everyone, stay safe during the pandemic times. I hope each one of you are taking all the necessary precautions. So yes, please stay safe. I would like to thank the entire webinar team, which was in the hindsight of making this webinar so successful today. So thank you, Zalak. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Mr. Ankit and Vipin. Thank you, Kavya, for being with us and helping us in the background for this webinar. I would like to thank Radha, though she's not with us, but I genuinely want to thank her once again. That's it from our side. We will be reaching out to you in case you want to learn about us, you want to know more about us. Our website links are given right in front of you. And you can connect with us over the weekend, and we'll help you out with any question or queries that has not been addressed or you want us to elaborate more. All right. That's it from my side. Thank you, everyone. Once again, have a great evening and a great weekend. Stay safe. Bye, everyone.